gonna rejuvenate the in my vagina.
Well then, welcome to Made Up Yogi's channel.
Where no f***s are given. Oh my god, how can I look cute when you look like that? Ew, dude.
I don't know.
All the dope puns have been very funny. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my BFF, Barbarita Maria Perez.
Hey, so much. That's not my name, by the way. My name is Barbara Ann Martin.
Whatever, bitch. You ain't classy. And today we filmed this beautiful little doe. And we also talked about some mental health, which is something that we are both like very passionate about because we have experienced it. So if you want to see how we got this look and the type of topics that we talked about regarding mental health, just keep on watching. Oh, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your abuelita. That's what she's the best friend. Oh, okay, bye. So we're doing a little Halloween look today because Barbara was like, oh my god, look at this cute little ass deer. Do you want to fucking do this shit to me? And I was like, okay, I'll do it. But you have to let me record.
That's exactly how I said it, by the way, in that little voice too.
It was through text, you're a liar. And I'm trying to find it. How did you send it to me? Through a text message?
You monga.
Monga tu madre. I'm sorry, Maya.
She's a nice lady.
I'm sorry, Maya. Okay, so she sent me this. I'm gonna see if you guys can see it. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay, so she sent me this. So I'm gonna do this makeup look, and then we were also going to talk about
mental health.
Yay! Because everyone's crippled by anxiety. Is it bright enough in here? I think so. Let's see. This is the 3502 by Morphe. It has a ton of brown shades. So I'm going to be working with this section right here for the most part. I'm going to go in with this little chocolatey color right here. So it's like a smoky eye. I'm going to see if I can find a way to get that image onto the video so that you guys can kind of see it. But I'm just going to try and replicate it a little bit. She has small eyes, which is something that I've been working on for many years. It's not like it's going to change, but I've had practice on small eyes because of her. So I'm concentrating this on the lower part because this brush, this E40, if I bring it too high, then I'm going to be bringing this brown all the way up to her eyebrow, and I kind of want to keep that separation, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to pack on the color though, and then I will use another brush to blend upwards. This is my Sonia Kashuk brush, the one that I always talk about but never has a name. A brush has no name. And there's like this like pukey brown right here. It's like a little pukey. And then I'm going to use that to diffuse and shade upward. I'm blending in circular motions until I get the desired blend. And then we're going to do the same on the other eye. We'll be back. Barbara has her eyes blended. Now I'm going to take a little brush, a little fluffy one. This is a BH Cosmetics V20. Oh my god, can you focus? Focus. Focus.
Alexa, focus.
Alexa, focus. Alright, well, Alexa doesn't feel like it right now. And I'm grabbing this shimmery shade. And I'm gonna use, she's real cute. I'm gonna use that to highlight the brow bone as well as the inner corner.
Oh, that's my jam.
The next thing is gonna be a liner. So we're gonna add a liner and a lash, and then we're gonna come back to do the little white dots. And I'm not gonna do that on camera because, like I've mentioned a million times, I am not a liner queen, so don't at me. So this is what we look like. I did some liner, we put some lashes on, and I do want a tight line, but I'm gonna ask her to do it herself because she's wearing contacts and I don't wanna poke her in the eye, okay? As much as I would love to, I'm just not that type of gal. So she's gonna tight line, and then we're gonna come back and do the little dots that you see on the eyelids. Well, you don't see, but I'm gonna probably insert it into the video if I can figure it out. This does not look right. Open your eye.
And I'm a friggin' mushroom. I don't like it.
We were gonna do the white dots on the eyes, but it looked like caca.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, so I had to wipe it off and do this eye over again. But I would like to say that I did it in record speed. I brought Barbara onto my channel because we have been discussing a lot of mental health lately. I don't know if you guys follow me on social media or not, but I posted regarding my issues with anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts, and this is something that Barbara has also been struggling with for a while now, on and off, and she wants to basically create a space for people to be able to talk about it, or just like not talk about it, just go and listen.
Yeah, just have a safe space just to be there and just know that you're not alone, you know? I feel like a lot of us, when we're going through it, we feel alone. Like we're the only ones that are going through it, and that no one can really relate to you. But it's like an epidemic. It's so crazy because I feel like every day, like I'll go on social media and I'll see someone else like asking for like remedies, like how to deal with it, or just like, you know, just like a quote like about anxiety or just something.
Yeah.
And just like, I feel like it's so important to have community and just know that there's people there who love you and care for you, you know? And even like I said before, like when you're going through it, you just feel alone, like no one knows what you're going through, but that's 100% anxiety just trying to mess with you, because you are worthy, you are loved, people do care about you. It's just this thing that sometimes you can't, like it just takes over you, and it's just like the worst feeling in the world. Like every time I get anxiety, I'm like, oh my God, no, not again. Like I currently have anxiety. Like when you're doing the dots, I couldn't even breathe. I was like,
So explain to people what anxiety feels like to you, because for example, in my case, I didn't even know that I had anxiety or depression or anything up until it got to the point where Matt had to call my parents because I was having suicidal thoughts. And even then it didn't register to me that I was experiencing any sort of like depression, any sort of anything. I just thought that was my personality.
yeah.
Like I thought that I was like, oh well, that's just me, like this is normal. So what does anxiety feel like to you?
To me, it's just, it's like your brain doesn't shut off. It's like a million thoughts at once, and like the more you fear something, the more you think about it, the more you just feel that bad thing that it could happen, or that it's gonna, like, it's coming. Like for me, let's say my mom doesn't answer the phone for me, and I'll automatically think she's like dead in a ditch. Like it's so horrible, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, she doesn't answer. Something is really wrong. Then I'll start like having palpitations. Like I feel like an elephant is sitting on my chest. If my stomach starts to hurt, and it just sucks when people are like, oh, it's mental. Yeah, dude, it's mental, but it's not something that you can control. Like it's a disorder. It's a mental illness. Like I feel like people just need to be more mindful about how other people are feeling or what they're going through. Like,
well, the thing is, like, also like those people who are like, oh, it's just mental,
don't know what it is,
or they could just be like me, that they have it and they don't even know they have it. They just think that it's like their personality, because in one way or another, anxiety affects everyone in one way or another, whether it's like based on one topic or one instance or whatever. Like everyone has been affected.
Yeah, of course.
Because I feel like now, like it's existed forever, but now people are talking about it, because back then it was just like los nervios, and you take una pastillita
and you're fine.
But it goes beyond that, and I don't think that we should turn to pills every single time we're going through something. I think that especially when it comes to mental health, a lot of times, like the way, like changing your view on it can do a lot for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's helped me at least this time around, because like I said, I have it on and off. Like I'll have it now for like 3 months, 4 months, or however long, and I won't have it for a year, for 2 years, and when it hits, it's just like, oh, like you're automatically in a funk, because you're like, no, like I was doing so fine, like how could this have happened again? Like you thought you were like cured, but there really isn't a cure. Yeah, that would be great if there was one, because anxiety is
a bitch.
It is.
Yeah, I feel you on that. So what are some coping things, because I had posted online and I asked some people to kind of like ask me whether or not there was like a questions or things and topics that they wanted to talk about, and I gave them all the option to remain anonymous. You know, we don't have to talk about it. I know that for some people it's hard to talk about. So like, what are some coping mechanisms for you?
Well, for me, I'm so about doing anything that can help me get better. I'm going to therapy. I take CBD, which is honestly godsend. I take CBD twice a day, and it has just changed my life. Like my anxiety, I'll still have it, but it's like at bay, and it just relaxes you like almost instantly. Like I can't even. I wish I would have known about CBD years ago.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times people will see CBD as like a bad thing because they're not informed. Like they're like, oh, well, that's marijuana.
Yeah, I mean it is. I try to like tell it to who was it? It was like my cousin or someone.
Like, it's all marijuana.
Yeah, and they're like CBD. What is that? So you're like, oh, it's cannabinoid, and they're like, is that weed? But does it have THC? I'm like, no, it comes from it. Like it's not. It's 0% THC, and they just don't get it. But
yeah, they don't. I mean, at the same time, like I always say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and it's true.
It's
people will have like, no matter how much proof or scientific research there is already, like people are just gonna make their opinions, and yeah, and there's nothing we can do about that, you know. Like I'm not here to convince anyone about anything.
No.
I just want to share like what we experience and what works for us. Like me personally, I don't take CBD, not because I'm against it. I honestly just have never tried it.
I just feel like maybe your anxiety isn't like that severe where you need something to help you with
because I don't think my anxiety is as bad as my depression.
Yeah.
I think my depression is a lot worse than my anxiety.
Yeah.
Like it'll be to the point where like you're like contemplating suicide and you're like, wait, like my life is not bad. Like my life is not that bad. And then so you feel bad because you're like, well, why am I so fucking ungrateful? I don't deserve to live. Like, and then that's where I go.
That's where the anxiety kicks in.
Yeah, and then fucking I tend to isolate myself a lot. Yeah. Especially when I'm going through my depression. Like I won't even tell Matt. Like I won't tell anybody. Like I'll just be like in my shower crying.
Yeah, like I had no idea we've been best friends for how long until like we like, was it maybe when I started getting anxiety again that we were like talking and you told me, and that just totally like, that kind of like escalated my anxiety. I remember hanging up the phone with you and I'm like, oh my god,
it's happening,
crap.
Yeah, I don't talk about it, but mainly because like I said, I didn't even know I had it. Like I thought that these things were just part of my personality, and I did not realize it, that thinking about dying wasn't normal until Matt had to literally call my parents because he did not know what to do with me. You know, that's when I was like, okay, well maybe this isn't normal. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I also like I just try to like, it's really hard to be positive when you're going through that, but I just try to be positive and just like I look forward to getting on Instagram and seeing like an encouraging message or just like, I don't know, any little thing that's like uplifting, like you can do this, you're worth it, you're loved, like all this stuff. And that's why whenever I see something that's like gold, I post it. So I'm like, you know, this helps me, so I hope that someone out there sees this and it's just like, oh, this is what I need to see, like this is a sign that I needed, blah blah. Like I just love seeing like motivational stuff, like I like look for it.
Yeah, so I've taken the Krylon white paint and I've tried to highlight all the high points of the face, being like the under eyes, the upper the lip, the chin, because the contours are very contrast here. So I'm trying to make them super bright so that we can go in with a deep contour. And the contour that I'm going to use is actually Coconut by the Maybelline Fit Me line. It's very well loved, if you can't tell. But we're actually going to go in and we're going to spend time blending here. We just want to make this really, really contrasted. I'm going to be here for a while, so just be patient.
So now we'll get to answer some of your questions while she's in here beating my face.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually use a stippling brush by Real Techniques, if I could find it. Here she is. She was hidden. She's performance shy. She doesn't like being on camera. Someone else, a lot of people, like, mainly when I ask like what topics they want to talk about, they'll mention things like overthinking, coping mechanisms that have worked for us. I can say like one thing that really worked for me when my whole life changed, it was because I had gotten into yoga. And within yoga, I learned...
I look really ugly.
It's just your anxiety talking. Yeah, we're not done. We got a long way to go.
No, just saying the angle and like all the...
Well, it's definitely not your best angle, but we're working on it. I started taking yoga classes and like I got obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Bring your head down. I became obsessed with it, and I got really good at it. I got really good at making it a routine and meditation, and I just became really dedicated to myself.
Ooh, now that you said meditating, so in my therapy, like the therapist gave me like a really good technique. So whenever I'm going through it, or just like I can feel the thoughts coming up, just like the build up, she just close my eyes and then just like, you know, have your posture right, your back straight, put your hands on your knees, close your eyes and breathe in, breathe out. But obviously when you're breathing out, let it be longer than the breath you took in. Mm-hmm. So you do like 3 to 5 times depending on how you're feeling. And then she said to picture somewhere you feel safe. So you just have that picture in your mind, and then you do it for like 30 seconds. And there's some, I don't know obviously the terms because I'm not a therapist, I didn't study it, but your brain, after like a certain amount of time, your brain can't really doesn't know if you're at that place or not. So you're like tricking your brain into thinking that you're in your safe space. So it really does calm you down. And at first I was like, this is crap, like this is not gonna work. But obviously that's anxiety, like talking to you, but no, it really does work. So
and then also like another
even just
thing,
the breathing, like you don't have to picture anything. Like breathing for me is just so like it really does help because you focus on your breath.
Exactly, and like that's what I learned within yoga. Like if you just focus on the fact that you are breathing and you are just aware that you are alive, like everything else is just details. Like everything else is going to pass, you know? Everything else will get better. You just gotta like learn to rewire yourself. Like I remember like I used to get anxiety about my anxiety, like we've joked about it many times.
My anxiety has anxiety.
But it's because like we try to deny it, you know? And instead of denying it, like
that's another thing, you have to accept that you have it.
Exactly.
Because I'm like the type of person where I don't want to look up anything online like as my symptoms because it scares me. Because obviously online you'll be like, oh, I think this, and you're like, well, you're crazy, you're gonna die, or just like, you know, stuff like that. So I
like when you WebMD yourself and you're like, oh, that's it, I have cancer.
Yeah,
like I'm dying next month.
So I just tried to stay away from that. But this like time around, I feel like I was like, you know what, like you need to be educated. You need to get through this and just at all costs do whatever, like look it up. So I was like looking it up, and this one article just really helped me so much. Just accept the fact that you have anxiety. Like the more you fight it, the more it's gonna stay. And there was
and I think it also like has to do with like just being at peace with who you are, you know, like you're like, okay, fine, like I have anxiety, let's be at peace and let's not try to fight it because it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But we can just try and make peace with it, and that, you know, tends to help me too. So at this point I baked her face with some Coty Airspun. I'm gonna have to go back in later and put some mascara.
AKA your abuela's taco.
Your abuelita's taco. And so basically at this point what we're gonna do is we're going to start deepening the contours, and the color that we're gonna use is the 4th one from the black on the 3502 palette, because I feel like that's a good tone of brown. And this is I know it's a MAC 109, and I like this brush for contours. So I'm gonna concentrate most of the color all the way back here, And I'm gonna work my way forward, because if I put the concentration of the color in the cheek, then it's gonna be a lot harder to blend. So start from the hairline, because you can always put most of the product in there and then work your way forward. And I like to do circular motions. And like you see how I'm just making it really deep. Down, girl. Yo, go bonita.
I'm just your average deer.
Just your average doe. So I've got some Ben Nye water activated paint, and I'm gonna use that to basically draw in the nose and the upper lip.
So we figured out why the dots didn't work on my eyes, and it's just because I have small lids.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of retail up there, you know?
So while she was contouring my face, it came to mind how being in a relationship with someone who suffers from mental illness, in my case anxiety, is just really hard, because they see you as this one person, and then when you're going through it, you just completely change, like a 180. In my case, I don't want to go out. I want to be home. I become a mommy's girl. I want to be near my mom all the time. Just like any task scares me leaving my house. And I know it's really hard on the partner, just because they don't know what's going on.
They don't have to deal with you.
If they don't like suffer from it. If in general, if the person doesn't know where you're going, if they don't suffer from the same problem, it's gonna be hard for them to understand it. In a relationship, it's hard, and I think that you have to be intentional in relationships, and you just have to kind of be there for that person and just support them, and just let them know that they're gonna be okay. You know, that's at least in my case, that's my biggest thing, where I feel like I'm not gonna be okay and that this is forever. Like, it's like, anxiety is just so crazy, man. Like, the thoughts that come to your mind is honestly like crazy. Like, it's like, why am I thinking this? Like, I would never in a million years do this.
And it's like not only the fact that you're thinking it, but it's like it's literally affecting you.
Yeah. It's like,
it just shows you the power of the mind, and like that's why I'm such a firm believer in like meditation and like creating a strong mentality when it comes to anxiety, because a lot of times your brain is your only weapon, and you can either use it to work for you or against you. I just also think that if you go into meditation with like an expectation of what it's gonna be, then you're already doing it wrong. Yeah. Like, you gotta just, you know,
go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow. Let it be what it is. Like
when we did yoga with you, like at the ending, oh my, that was like the best. You put that music, you just lay there. Remember that one time in Mo's house, I literally felt one with the ground. I was just like in another dimension.
Yeah, like I have literally transcended into a different universe before, and like, I just think that like if you put an expectation on your meditative practice, like you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna reach a desired effect. You have to let it be. Understand that every meditation is gonna be different. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not supposed to be any certain way. The most important part is that you connect with your breath. This is a Morphe M250-0. It's like a very, very fine little brush, and I love it. And then we're gonna cover the top lip, and then we'll be back. For the bottom lip, I'm just gonna do like a regular nude, and I think I'm gonna do Velvet Teddy. If it doesn't look good, we'll just wipe it off and put some gloss or something, but this is a pretty good nude. And then I'm gonna use a lip liner to define the outer edges. And this is Milani's All Natural Lip Liner. So I'm gonna line the bottom lip and then blend it upwards in towards the Teddy lipstick. Okay, so we did one dot, it was successful. So now I can film it. And I'm basically gonna make the dots in the darkest parts of the contour so that they stand out.
So back to the topic that we were talking about before,
which was
just, you know, being in a relationship with someone who suffers from a mental illness. I think it's very important that you guys just be supportive, even though you don't understand it. Just be there for them and just let them know that they're loved and that they're gonna be okay.
Because just like imagine if it was you, like if you were them, you know?
Yeah, like you want someone to be there for you and just support you. even though it's like irrational what the person is going through, or just like to them it might be just, oh, it's just in your mind. Like what we're going through is like a war within ourselves. Dang, I'm a cute doe. At the end of the day, guys, just love on one another.
Yeah, this one has like enough hate.
Yeah, enough hate, enough.
Like we needed the least from people we love, you know?
Yeah.
Like hate and greed and envy and like all those things you can find anywhere. So just like try and be the light. Okay, so really quickly we use the NYX white jumbo eye pencil to fizzazzle. I've never used that word before. I don't even know if it's a real word, but
y'all, my eyes look real big.
I'm gonna go with this dark brown right here. And we're basically going to line under the lash line. But then right here in the inner corner, we're gonna make like a line slanted. And then I'm just gonna keep darkening that line until I get the desired effect. This is a JD Glow Cosmetics glitter tube. And I'm gonna put that right here. So I'm gonna like darken this line right here.
Bro, my fun buns are dead buns now. But
no, they're still fun, bitch. They're still fun. And I'm gonna put this glitter right here. Don't move right, we'll give me eye.
Hi.
Oh, look how cute that looks. Qué linda, animalito de Dios. Ay, qué linda. This is the finished look. She's a cute little doll. Damn, girl. So I added like this one little piece of lash that I had cut off from my last pair to the bottom. I thought it added some character. I put some glitter. We put some white in the lash line. We put a little bit of highlight, you know, making it look real cute.
Now we're gonna go to the bar.
We're
some buck. Is that the?
We're gonna get buck wild.
Somebody come get us, please.
Okay. Please get us out of here. It's been too long.
Oh my god, your teeth are black.
You're beautiful. Stop smacking your lips together, damn it. She's lipstick. Alright, well, y'all be safe, have fun, don't do drugs.
Be kind to one another, y'all, for real.
Yeah,
seriously.
Let me stop being stupid. Be nice to each other, you don't know what people are going through.
Love each other, just be nice, y'all.
It's not that hard, okay? It's not that hard.
And just be there for each other, seriously. Even when you feel like no one wants you around, we do.
It's not true.
Reach out to Shorty or myself.
Yeah.
You know her Instagram, right?
Made Up Yogi.
And mine is Barb's Martin. Seriously, message me, whatever, DM me, I will respond to you.
Yeah, like
Trust
we're
me.
not that cool, so we don't have like all those unfiltered messages.
Just those random restaurants that follow me.
Quiere hambre, quiere
I
yepita.
guess they see I'm a little chunky girl and they're like, come eat. For free? Okay.
Goodbye. Peace out, y'all. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Y'all, look at this.
I'm a makeup artist, not a fucking hairdresser. I'm in Sunny Isles now.
Mira para esta.
¿Qué? ¿Qué? Ño, qué bonita.
I'm just your average deer.
Just your average doe. Not spice, not spice. Qué linda, animalito de Dios. Ay, qué linda.